Defensively, they've got 6 seniors that start on defense that are very experienced and have played a lot of football. They're sound. They don't make a lot of mistakes. They don't hurt themselves. Offensively, they've got some explosiveness at receiver and at running back, and they're pretty good in their offensive line. And they're just a sound team. They've been together now, and they play extremely hard, and I have a lot of respect for them. He's a very good athlete, and he's got strong arms. So he's a nice young talent for him, and I wouldn't say there's anything we can do necessarily to change his play. We just have to be sound in what we do, and we got to stop their balanced attack. The further we go into this and he doesn't play, I don't know if we've really sat down and had a scheduled game week that we would declare him officially a redshirt or not, but we'd sure like to get him on the field because we know he would clearly make a difference. But at the same time, a turf toe and what he particularly has, I really don't want to, put him in any situation to hurt his future. He's got a special talents, and we want to make sure, like any player, we don't want to hurt their future. So we need to make sure he's 100% before we progress. Officially right now, there's going to be some, the positives is we've got some, in a lot of positions now, we've got some guys in there battling for more playing time. It's the first time we've had that luxury where competition is starting to show up at positions, and all that really does is make everybody better, and it's nice to see that for the first time here. And of course, in the offensive line, I think you're going to see Andrew Rojas competing in there. Tyson Pincer is back this week, and John Fullington, just to name, 3 that didn't start this last week that will definitely be pushing in that offensive line for more playing time. So I think that's good, and the same thing at the receiver position. We believe Gino and Jared will be back. That will definitely help us there. And so you may see a change here and there just based on how the week's practice goes. But I can't tell you one for sure today. As from a football coach's perspective, we're going to get a lot different view than what people on the outside would see in this particular game. A lot of times what you see watching it from a TV is kind of how it goes. But I'll be honest, if you go back and watch the game film, there was some things we've done, quite a few things we did in that game that we have not done here in a long time. And we had 8 explosive plays, which is 16 yards more in a passing game, or 12 in the running, 12 yards or more in the running game. I think the most we've ever had was 4. We had a lot of plays that were really, really close. We just either dropped the ball or we misfired a little bit. So we had a lot of things that were right there on the docket offensively. But defensively, we were more physical in the front. The thing we got to get better on and we got to continue to coach up on is getting off those blocks. But we were able to attack the line of scrimmage better in certain aspects. Our speed was better, a little raw, and just making some youthful mistakes at times in the secondary, things we can clean up. Our special teams unit, we had 3 punts where we tackled the returner for negative yardage, and I don't know if you know, but that is a rare thing, and to show you how good our coverage was. So I was very pleased with those types of things that we can fix. Things that I talked about earlier were some huge mistakes, a lot like Virginia Tech made early last night. Things that clearly can be fixed. A handoff and opening play, we turned the ball over, and then we have a fumble exchange, and then we have a block punt, and then we have a personal foul and an opportunity. We just made it 3rd and long, and then we had a roughing the punter, just a young mistake that's clearly fixable. But those all led to touchdowns. That's 35 points, and that's just handing things over, and that's what made it a lot uglier than it really was, because if you watch the film, it was definitely a lot more competitive than the score, without question. Whenever you play a team, in quote different levels. There's always that motivation factor and things. It's not unheard of, obviously, as Appalachian State did to Michigan and what happened to Ole Miss and Kansas this week. It's real. I think UC Davis did it to Stanford a few years ago, and so it's just those things happen. You got to go. That's why the game's played. You go play, and it's a great opportunity for both teams to come out here and play a heck of a football game. And I don't look at Montana State any different than anyone else on our schedule. I know they're a damn good football team, and it comes back on us executing what we have to do to take care of an opportunity to win a ball game. Well, he's a great person, great guy, and an excellent football coach. And I think there's a lot of similarities in our beliefs and how you run programs. And I think we want high character guys, and we want to be disciplined, and we want to make sure we play good, sound football all the time. And I don't think that's. I think I respect him for that, and he's done a hell of a job wherever he's been a head coach, whether he's had to rebuild a program at Drake and stay there for a long time, or what he's done so far at Montana State. So he's a darn good person and an excellent football coach. The MRI showed a torn PCL, which they can attach, what they're pretty positive about, and some other tendon back by the calf. I can't give you the exact detail, but we're pretty sure that the ACL was not damaged, maybe a little stretched, and no cartilage was damaged either. So it's definitely going to require a surgery, and he'll be out for the year. The positives are they think within 6 months he should be 100% and going. So very, very fortunate. It was very close to being a lot worse. We were very fortunate that it wasn't as bad as it could have been. It's close, that he's definitely going to redshirt, and he's starting to really make some good recovery with his leg. His strength is not quite there, but he definitely is headed in a really positive direction. Just realistically, the best thing for Lewis is to get him 100% healthy and in great shape, and that could be another month to a month and a half. And so that just that puts us back into 6 games left, and that just doesn't, I don't think, the right thing. I think a lot of that is how things are coached, and you can but I agree with you. I think there's a way to play football and a way to play football clean or not, and people go low, and that happens, and that's, you can't sit here and say it's necessarily just the coach and here and there, but there's certain plays and situations like that, especially those ones where they're coming out of the backfield and their backs are turned. We try to get our players to stay up high, not just because we're worried about the legs necessarily as much as we want them to get a clean, hard tackle up high, and that's just what we want to do. Not that if a kid's really running hard and the only way to get him down is to go low and reach out, then that's going to happen. That's football, and so I'm not here to say anything negative about their player and what they did. It's just unfortunate that it happened, and we're actually in another way blessed that it couldn't have been worse too. And so that's how I'm looking at it. And Jared's got a redshirt year, and looks like he could be 100% in 6 months, and so I think we should be happy with that.